The last piece that I want to offer up, and I'm going to show you a few things here too, is I think this is probably the most powerful aspect of Microsoft Outlook. This is where I really feel like the technology works for me. And this is the automated rules feature. How many of you guys have written rules in your Outlook? Okay. What rule have you written? Tell me what your rule does. Patrick.
I receive emails from someone emails to info at. So anytime if it's a different address person they're emailing it to, I have it auto sort to a certain file.
Okay. So what Patrick is doing, and this is the beauty of the rule, is remember we said clutter equals postponed decisions? We haven't decided what to do. And the second step in the email clarity circle is decide what is it, what do I need to do? Well, Patrick is responsible for all of those info emails. I'm sure all of you guys have those. And so what he has done is he has written a rule so that every time that email comes in to the info at SocratesAcademy.com or org or edu, US, I missed them all. It goes into a folder that he can then go back to and read. So let's say, for example, you get monthly newsletters. You can write a rule that those newsletters go right into a specific folder. You can write a rule where every time you hear from your donors, specific donors, they go into a specific folder. You can write a rule based on who it's from, what's in the subject line, to automate this decision-making process and make it much easier for you to process your information. So one rule that I've included in your workbooks that I think is absolutely essential is something I call the waiting for rule. So how often have you emailed someone on your team, or you've emailed someone in the community, and you're waiting for them to get back to you? I mean, does this happen almost every day? Well, how do you remember to go back and follow up with them? Right, you flag. So some people use flags. Some people you keep it sitting there. Calendar, that's a great strategy. Put a reminder on your calendar if it's for a specific day or time. Well, here's a rule that you can write where every time you email somebody and you're waiting for them to get back to you, the way the rule is structured is you CC yourself on the outgoing message. So you set up the rule, so every time I CC myself on an outgoing message, a copy of that message goes into a folder. Now I call it waiting for. That makes sense to me. That might not make sense to you. You might want to call it pending, open items, not heard back from. It's your name of your file. And so I have a file where it's nothing but open items. So on Friday, when I do my weekly review, I go to this one folder, this one place, open it up, and I've got all the open stuff. Here's everything that is open. Now, some of it's been closed out, but some of it hasn't been. So I can quickly respond from this folder and not have to worry about trying to remember it or flagging it. Trying to remember, is the flag for action or follow-up? Which one is it? So you've got your instructions. So let me show you really quickly. If you're in, we'll go back to the inbox. I'm going to show you a couple of things. So if you want to write a rule, you're going to the Tools menu, and you're going down to Rules and Alerts. And this is the screen that comes up. The first one will tell you the rules that you've written, and you can see I've got the waiting for rule. If you want to write a new rule, you click on New Rule. Now the system, I think, is very intuitive. It's going to ask you exactly what you want to do and walk you through each step. So what I would suggest is think about how can you leverage this? What are some emails that come in, like Patrick's, the info, that you might want to try writing a rule for? This is where you'd go to set it up. And you can look at the instructions on the waiting for to kind of give you a guide of how you actually write your own rule. Let me show you one other thing while we're here. Did you see, it's one of my favorite words, there's another tab called Organize. This is where I want to show you this using colors. So let's say, for example, you want to know when you get an email from the chairman of your board. That's an important email. That is your boss. You report to them. You do want to know when you get an email. You can use this tab right here, and you can color code, color messages from, you would type in their email address, in red. So every time, I'm going to be the chairman of your board. It's not that I could do it, but I'm just going to say that would be me. Every time I send you an email, I'm going to be color-coded in red. And you saw that I said apply color. So the next time the message comes in, I'm in red. So this is another way to prioritize or sort the emails that are coming in by color. Now this works if you're highly visual. You might not want a lot of colors. That's okay, you don't have to use them. But I just want you to see that there are other places that you can go to make this technology work for you and make some decisions that you don't have to think about. So one of my clients has set it up. He's in sales, and all of his major clients are color-coded in green. Green equals revenue in his world. Your donors are your green people, so you might want to put them in green. The other thing that you see on this screen that I think might be applicable to you in your role is you are CC'd on a lot of messages. A lot of messages. So what if you don't want to see all of those messages mished in together where you're CC'd? Because the chances of you needing to respond to a CC'd message are less than if it's directly to you. Now, there are exceptions to that, and you're still going to have to read them, but if I can sort out the messages that I am addressed to only from the ones where it's me and 500 of my friends, that might be a productivity tool for you. So this button right here, show me messages sent only to me in blue. You choose, I mean, you might not like blue, that might not be your color. You choose your color. And so now what's going to happen is when the messages come in, instead of being black, the ones that are coming to you are blue or green or red, and all of the other ones are black. Shoot.
Does that mean it's sent literally only to you, or that your name is in the to line?
Your name is in the to line. Yes, good question. It's a powerful, powerful tool that can work for you, not against you. And it can really, really leverage your productivity.